Ladies, welcome to the Feminine Mystery. My name is Azalea Dawn, and on this channel I talk all about leveling up, femininity, elegance, and everything that you need to attract the right masculine provider for you. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel and subscribe if you like it. Today's video is all about how to get closer with your man to build intimacy, trust, and communication. Now, I've seen a lot of this sort of, pose as a question in the femininity community. Right, once you're in a relationship, women want to know, especially women who have, maybe had issues with relationships in the past, right? These women want to know, what can I do to really make sure that I'm building in this relationship? And first and foremost, I want to say that, while you can definitely, as a woman, you can set the tone of a relationship, it's really on a man to set the pace of a relationship and the degree to which it advances. So he should be taking the lead here. But as far as, things that you can maybe bring up to just make the two of you closer and really push the relationship into more of an intimate space, provided that is something that he wants to happen, right? I just wanted to make a few suggestions here of things that you might be able to do, conversations that you might be able to have, and ways to really build on your relationship to make it more intimate, feel more special, and really just get closer over time. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then please keep watching. First thing you can do is make time to really sit and talk about your shared values. Now, values are one of the most important things in a relationship, and it really determines the quality and the longevity of your relationship, in my opinion. Shared values are everything, right? It's one thing if you really are just, playing kind of the classic Anna Nicole Smith, and you're just going to, push this guy's wheelchair around and hope that he, leaves you in the will. But if you really want a relationship with a man who that you love deeply, who you respect, right? Part of that is that you really respect the way that this person sees the world. You respect his priorities. You respect what he sees as important in life. And that all comes down to values, right? So for example, if you really sit down and think about some of your own personal values, right? Are you somebody who really values security, right? Or are you somebody who more so values adventure, right? It might sound I value both of those things. I like both of those things. But if you could only have one, or if you had to prioritize one over the other, which would it be, right? Somebody who really values security might make the decision to, live in one place, buy a home there. They might not move often, if at all. They might, really prioritize living in a safe area. They might prioritize the types of schools that their kids can go to. All of those decisions might come into play for somebody who really values security versus somebody who values adventure, right? Marriage and family life. For that person, they might want to move and live in different countries. They might want their kids to go to boarding school so that they can have, a life maybe living abroad in Switzerland or something, being more independent and having more of a good time and all of these different trips into France and Italy that they might do, right? Or maybe there's somebody who wants to do very exhilarating things like racing cars, or they like Formula F1, or they like sporting events, people are just living life in different ways. And so figuring out your values and what your shared values are in particular, right? If you sit there and maybe you list out some of your values, and then you ask him about that, and it makes him think about things, right? Having those conversations, and you can have them, many times. It's just something for you to talk about over time, as you get to know this person. It's really going to help you see how you fit into this other person's life and their perspective. The next thing I would suggest is to have a weekly shared activity. Now, how you spend your time can really vary from couple to couple. There are some people who, they lead very active lifestyles, and therefore they're always kind of on the go. Every single day they have plans. They're going somewhere, doing something. Maybe they're constantly on a plane, maybe constantly in a different state, in a different country. They just live a very active lifestyle in that sense. Versus other people who are a little bit more passive. passive, like they like to, like be more leisurely, they like to spend a lot of time at home, right? Those people might just like see a lot of like their romantic partners, but like regardless of what your like how it is that like you live on a day-to-day basis, or like how compatible that is between the two of you, because maybe it's a case where like your man is very active, but you're like more passive, like you're more like so just like kind of like around the house, right? Like having a common point each week where you're going to see each other and spend time with each other is really, really important. And if you can make that thing that you do an activity that both of you look forward to instead of just like a date night, I think that date night is something that is also great. Like it's also very, in my mind at least, complementary to this. But if you can have an activity that you do together that you both really like and that you both really look forward to, I think that really, I think that will go like a very long way. So like, let's say that both of you are like foodies, maybe like you can alternate weeks and have one of you either prepare or order a different meal, or like go to a restaurant together. If the two of you are like huge movie buffs, maybe you can both like spend time together each week, like watching one good movie together and really talking about it, or like going to like a drive-in movie or something. If the two of you maybe like live like a very like health focused like athletic lifestyle, maybe you can go like riding bikes together or something like that, right? Like, or if you just like living a luxury lifestyle and you're somewhere like coastal, maybe you can like, I don't know, like go sailing together. There are all kinds of activities that I think are like very romantic and that are very like activity focused rather than just like date night focused. And I think just having something that you do together, an activity that both of you enjoy, even if it's as simple as like both of you really like solving puzzles, so you pour yourselves like a glass of wine and like you solve a puzzle together, right, once a week. Like just having something that you're looking forward to throughout the week that you do together is going to go a long way towards really building on a relationship and making it feel like you're very present in each other's lives, especially if there might be like a bit of like a mismatch in like how one of you lives life like versus the other. My third tip for you ladies would be to support him in public places, even ones you're not a fan of. Now, this is going to be controversial a little bit for some people because it sounds like a little like, I don't know, like trad wife, which I don't have a problem if you are like somebody who, like those are your values, by the way. I respect everybody's beliefs. Anyways, like I think that just like going and making your presence known in a man's life is very, very important. First and foremost, like he should want to do this with you. Like he should want the people that he's spending time with, especially in major areas of his life, to like know you and get to know you. So like let's say like every week he, he's playing soccer or something like that, or he, goes to a certain sports game, or maybe he has like a function at work, he has like office parties at his job or something of that nature. He should want you to come to these things and get other people to know you, especially if he's in a serious relationship with you, because it would be important for him, like at least if he's serious about you, that the people that he's around and that he's with, that they have a positive relationship with you too, because you're going to be a major part of his life. So that is like one thing. And I would just say that, like sometimes as women, like we can be like a little bit like, oh, well, I don't really like that. You just go, I'll be back here like afterwards. Like if it's a sports game and you're not really like sporty or something like that, you might just be like, you go, I'll be here when you come back, and you just have fun. But you want to like at least, especially like in those early stages, like you want to just go and be there with him, just be there to support him and be there to like make your presence known in your in his social circle and what will become like your shared social circle together. You want other people to see you, to experience your presence, to know that you're with him, and you want him to feel like other people are experiencing the two of you as a couple as well. You want him to get the pleasure of seeing that, of other people seeing him with this beautiful, charismatic, very leveled up woman that you are, or that you are becoming. So definitely make your presence known. Now, ladies, my last bit of advice here, but this is major, is to check in about how you can support each other's goals. Now, I think that this one is what really separates like those low value partners from high value partners, right? So if you're really looking for ways that you can stand out as being like a particularly good girlfriend, a particularly good wife, right? You want to actually like check in and have the conversation with him and start to understand what his goals are, what it is that he's working towards. Maybe there's a particular accomplishment in his career or a particular accomplishment around his health, maybe his social life, maybe his relationship with you, right? If there is something that he's striving towards, something that he is working towards, you want to start to understand what that is and check in with him about how you can support him in getting there. Now, this does not mean that you become his mom or like start to give him advice and tell him what to do. I think that those things are not what you want to do, especially in a relationship with a man or especially a masculine man, right? But you do want to check in about how it is that you can support him. That's the key word here. So if he has like a particular like fitness goal or something like that, like you might want to check in and see like, hey, is there anything that I'm like bringing into the house that is like maybe like a little bit of like a temptation for you? Is there anything that I can, like maybe just like put somewhere else, like out of sight, out of mind, or just like stop buying altogether to like help you get to where you're going? Or like if he has like a goal around maybe his career, like see like what adjustments you can make in your home life to like better prepare him to like get out there, right? You want to just like start to think about ways that you can support this person in getting towards his goals, because that's what's really going to like distinguish you as somebody who really does care about him and care about his success. And hopefully he's willing to reciprocate that and make sure that he's providing value to you. Now, the way that I always preach that should be happening is, in the material, right? If you are somebody who you want to be a stay-at-home girlfriend, a stay-at-home wife, hopefully he's making that happen. But I will leave that for another video. That's going to be it for me today. Let's hope that we keep this short and sweet, right? And until then, I will see you in my next video. If you've enjoyed this, then please leave a like below. And if you like content all about femininity, leveling up, hypergamy, and getting yourself into a hypergamous relationship, then please check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I will see you in my next one. Until then, bye.